All right, so today I wanted to talk about how to find a hockey team in your area. If you are brand new at hockey, it can be super overwhelming to say, hey, can you let me on your team? I'm not great yet, but I need to learn how to play. But you'd be very surprised. People are very welcoming. So what you want to do is you first want to find out in your area how teams are formed. And there are generally two different ways teams are formed. One is going to be sort of a draft situation where you sign up for a hockey league and whoever runs it is going to just put you on a team based on your skill level. But then the other one is going to be teams sign up. And that one's generally a little bit harder to get into because you have to know somebody or you have to be friends with somebody on the team and they have to have an open spot that year. So, but usually that is the two different ways that it happens. So my number one tip always for finding a team in your area is going to be to call your local rinks. Just talk to the people that are in charge of the hockey associations and say, hey, I'm brand new, or hey, I just moved to a new town. How do I get on a team or on a league? And they will tell you the different teams, the different leagues, how teams are formed, whether it's the team side or kind of the draft side. And then they'll give you some contact information. That's always just the best place to start because they know kind of the lay of the land and they'll be able to give you all of that information, including on if they have a league that they're looking for people or when sign up time is or anything like that. So number two is just meet other hockey players. There are so many ways that you can meet other hockey players, and this is going to be, you can go to pickups, you can go to stick and pucks, you can do anything like that. You can sign up for tournaments. I mean, even if you're brand new, there's going to be a place for you in some tournaments. So sign up for as much stuff as you can, and as soon as people realize that you're going to be out there, they might invite you to be a sub on their team or fill in for somebody or, come to their next private pickup or something like that. The more they see you there, the more they see your name on stuff, they're going to realize that you're somebody reliable who really wants to get out there and play. Another way to meet them really is just to hang out at the rink. Even if you're not doing stick and puck, like go to other people's games, go to other leagues' games, especially if it's kind of in your skill level, because then you can start to get to know people. They'll start to see you there. We, for instance, have a sort of bar restaurant at one of our rinks, and you can just hang out there and people will come in and drink afterwards. You can introduce yourself. You can do all that kind of stuff. It is very underrated how much just getting to know people will help you really get in that hockey community. And speaking of hockey communities, another way that you can get to know people, a lot of hockey communities will have a Facebook group locally. And so, for instance, ours is called Hockey in my state, right? And people just ask questions like, hey, I'm looking for some new shin guards, or hey, does anybody have a pickup tomorrow? Or does anybody need space on the league? This is my skill level, things like that. Get in there, introduce yourself, and just say, I'm starting out in hockey, or I just moved to a new town, or how does it all work? And people will start to respond. It is a very welcoming community. Sometimes it's closed and it's really hard to get into, but they are actually welcoming, and they do want people to get better at hockey and people to play hockey. If you cannot find a local hockey group, there's a bunch of national hockey groups that are just giant and have tens of thousands of people in them. So if you ask that same question, like I am new at hockey and I live in Omaha, Nebraska, then there is a good chance somebody in there from Omaha, Nebraska will say, hey, I'm in Omaha too. Here's how our leagues work. Let me give you the contact information. So there's so many ways really to figure out this whole hockey thing in your area, but there are some steps that you need to take, and know that eventually you will find your way in, whether it's whatever league it's on. There's probably going to be a place for you eventually. You just have to keep trying if they try to shut you out at first. We are very welcoming people. It's just there's not enough room in a lot of towns for people. So if you can't do it at first, keep trying, because eventually when people realize how persistent you are, they will let you in. Let me know if you have any questions about that, and don't forget to subscribe below so I can bring you more videos like this, and let me know any other topics you want to see as well next time. Thank you for watching.